this is raised up in the sticks, somewhere in North Carolina. We spend a lifetime making moonshine and smoking homemade cigarettes, soaking up the sunshine, drinking in the moonlight, sharing good times with his
Right, okay, here we go. FoXDaWG day 29, barely a month in the garage and this thing is almost nearing completion. I can't believe I've got this so much done in so little time. Absolutely awesome. Shows what you can do when you put your mind to it. Right, okay, first of all, Zach at Rusty Nuts Restoration. Thank you, Zach, for the awesome FoXDaWG plate. I really appreciate that. That's going to be something really useful. If I ever put the bike into some form of bike show, that will go great over the number plate. Just make it look like it's properly on display, if I ever get that far. And the keyring, very cool indeed. Little 3D FoXDaWG keyring, the only one in the world. Thanks, buddy, that's amazing. And there we are on the board as well. R&R, Rusty Nuts Restoration. Check him out, what a cool guy. He's got a CX500 CAF racer build. A very, very cool piece of kit indeed. There is some incredible stuff going on out there. Check it out. Right, okay, back to the build. Now today, fuel tank. You know what's next, and there really isn't much point in talking about it. So I'm gonna get the tank over here, get it set up, get it cleaned up, and start masking it up. So shut up and get on with it. Right, okay, first thing, flip it upside down and deal with the underneath. Now I'm not going to see underneath and I'm not going to rip the paint off underneath either. There's no point in doing that in any way whatsoever. It's great, factory paint is great as a protectant because it's been there since day one and it's not breached in any way. So I'm just going to scotch this up, clean it all up, get a coat of black over it, coming out onto the edges so that once I put it up the other way I can forget the underneath, I don't have to come back to it. So that's the first little bit of prep, and then when that's done, it's that middle centre console piece as well. When they're both done, I can start masking. Just a little tip if you're going to do this yourself. The underneath of this tank is really dirty, as you'd imagine it would be. And I don't need to worry about that finish, I just want to blow some paint over that. So I'm just going to rub it down, just going to get the Scotch-Brite, scotch it up and rub it, but there's dirt all over it. So it's really important, if you're going to do this, to make sure you get all the dirt off before you start rubbing down. Because if you're rubbing anything with sandpaper or abrasive, Scotch-Brites, whatever it might be, if you're rubbing the dirt with the Scotch-Brite, if there's any dirt on there at all, you're rubbing that dirt into the scratches that you're creating. You're working it right into the surface and you're making sure it will stay there forever. So if you possibly can, clean with liquids, even if it's soapy water, wherever it might be, clean it all first before you start rubbing it down. Don't think that even if you, just because I'm going to rub it down, I don't need to worry about it, I'll just blast it all off with sandpaper. You're grinding that dirt into the scratched surface that you're going to create, and that will lead to problems because that dirt will stay there microscopically and it will work its way out later on through your paint job. So clean, clean, clean. Next to godliness. Right, okay, after 3 hours getting that masked up, I'm ready to paint. I'm happy. I've got the underneath done in black, the sides masked out, and most importantly what I was hoping for was absolute symmetry. It's not OCD, it's just, it glares at you, doesn't it? If one side's a bit higher than the other or a bit longer than the other, you're always going to know about it. But they are absolutely perfectly symmetrical each side. Right, here we are. I'm going to re-glove, set this up on the jig and start painting it. Wish me luck. Right, that's that done. Tank signed off, tick, another one done, and really chuffed with it so far. Love the effect, and thank you for all your amazing comments. What I love the most in the last week or so has been all the comments that say, I hated this Del, I didn't like it, I thought it was going to look rubbish, but now seeing it, it looks absolutely awesome. There's so many of you saying that. So I've really impressed quite a lot of you, and I'm absolutely stoked about that. I really am. I love it myself too. I didn't think it would come out like that. Now, one thing loads of you said is about coloured tinted lacquer. You'd put a red or a blue or a candy or something, but then all you see is that colour. If it's a red candy, all you see is red and a bit of reflectivity, and that's it. But with that, with it clear, it's clear. So it reflects all the colours in the room. And when you look at that through different angles, you can see the reds and the yellows being reflected in here. And I can't wait to get it out in the sunshine and see what the sunshine makes of that reflective mirror effect. It's going to look absolutely awesome. All of this has been an experiment from the start. If I don't like this, I can sand it over and repaint it with something else, but at the moment, I absolutely love it. I'm chuffed to bits, really am. Now let's go 48 hours to dry and shrink and settle back once it's done. I've got a couple of little runs to block out, that's the way it goes sometimes, and then wet sand the whole thing along with the fenders as well, and glass polish everything. Once it's all waxed and ready to go, stick some fuel in it, bang it on the bike, and I think I could probably even fire it up. Now in between I've got some indicators on the bike, and at last I've got the seat has arrived, so that's interesting. When that comes you'll see that as well. So there we are, that's it for today. I'm not going to talk too much in here because it's really dusty, so put my mask back on, update the board. Thank you for watching, ride safe, see you next time.
When he was found, they tore his whole steel down. He didn't even seem to care. Well, then they took him in and found him guilty of nothing more than making shine.